Bugs, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a video that I thought I would never have to do. Like, I've never even imagined filming a video like this before. I'm gonna try to stay on track. I'm gonna try not to get too emotional or upset while talking about it. I'm gonna try to, tell the story. So I'm sorry if I do kind of get off track and start ranting, because I'm pretty sure that's something that I just do when I'm upset. I am going to add in footage and stuff like that as well to this video. I woke up today at around like 8 a.m. knowing that I was going to film this video, planning on filming this video. I had it set in my mind that today I was going to do it. And it's now 5 p.m. And it took me so long because I didn't want to film this video. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't know, it's just not, like, normally when I'm gonna film a video, I'm just like, yeah, like, let's do it, I'm ready, I'm up, like, let's do it. And today I was just like, well, I'm gonna rest for a little bit, well, I wanna curl my hair, well, I should do my makeup like this. And honestly, I feel like the reason why I'm filming this right now is not for me. I feel like I'm doing it for y'all, like, I feel like I need to talk about it. I feel like it has to be talked about. I know that I don't want to cause a lot of controversy. I know that I don't want to cause any drama or anything like that. And in a way, like, I just want to forget all about it, like, act like it never happened. But that's the problem. It needs to be talked about. People have to know that this is not okay, and that it's okay to stand up for yourself and to say that it's not okay. Sometimes things happen in your life that you can't just brush under the rug and act like it never happened. Sometimes you have to go face to face with it. So I went to Walmart with my mom and my brother here in Waxahachie, which is where I'm from. And my mom didn't even want to go to Walmart. She's a huge H-E-B lover, like, hands down. She hates Walmart. She doesn't hate Target, but she would rather go to H-E-B. Like, H-E-B is her #1 store. But me and Nathan were getting ready to film our gingerbread house video, which if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's very, very funny. And so since we needed gingerbread house stuff and all that and decorations, we were gonna go to Walmart because Walmart has a lot of that. So we're getting our gingerbread house stuff, and my mom needs some bread for the house. So then we go to the bread section, and Nathan's at the gingerbread house stuff vlogging. So it's just me and my mom at the bread section. And when we walk in, okay, so if you're from Waxahachie, you know the little section where there's like fruit, and then next to the fruit there's bread, and then on the other side that's where all like the freezer stuff is. Okay, so we were on the bread, but as we were walking past the fruit to get to the bread, there was a man there, and he was really tall. He didn't look very old. He's probably like 28, 27. And he said something to me and my mom in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, my mom speaks Spanish. But he said it really low, but he looked at me when he said it. I didn't know what he said, so I simply just looked away and ignored it. I was like, I don't know what this guy just said to me. So I kind of just like looked at him and kept walking. Like, minding my own business, I'm just gonna keep walking. So me and my mom go and get the bread, and then Nathan comes through the side. So me and my mom are at the bread right here, and then Nathan's coming to us here, and we're walking towards the fruit section. So in the fruit section was a lady that worked for Walmart. I actually found out that she's one of the managers there. So she comes up to us, and in a kind of like rude way, she was like, you can't videotape here. And I was like, what? And she's like, you can't film here. And Nathan was vlogging, so of course she was talking to him. So he puts his phone down, and my mom's like, really? Is it written on the door or something like that? Like, we honestly, like, I have never heard that you couldn't film in Walmart. I've seen thousands of videos of people in Walmart filming, especially here on YouTube. Like, I have never been told that you can't film in Walmart. I think it is actually true that you can't. I think it's online, which is what she said, but just personally, nobody had ever told me that. So she's telling us that we can't film, and my mom's just like, okay, whatever. So we stop vlogging and we start walking. Well, the man that had said something to me earlier comes up, and he starts speaking English now. So he comes up to her, and he was like, hey, just let him record, like, be cool, let him record, whatever. And so as he's saying that, we're still kind of like walking away, and then I was like, oh, like, this guy's trying to help us. And so then I turn around, and Nathan's beside me, and my mom's in front of me, and then I realized the guy is still behind us while we're walking through the aisles. Then he starts speaking more Spanish. He's like, hey, like, something, I don't know Spanish, I don't know. But the way his face looked, it was very flirtatious. Like, his eyes were very flirtatious. But again, I don't know what he was saying. So I told him, I was like, I don't speak Spanish. Like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. So he keeps talking to me in Spanish, and my mom knows Spanish. So she knows what he's saying. So she's like, hey, hey, hey. Like, she got really offended. And I saw her get, like, defensive, like, very protective. So that automatically told me, like, he's not saying something very well about me, And so Nathan kind of pulls me in closer, and then he's like, you work at the strip club? I'm not gonna get, I almost went off, but I'm not. And he was like, you work at the strip club, huh? You wanna work at the strip club? And he just starts like saying all these things to me, and I was like, what? Like it all caught me just completely off guard. I don't know what he was saying before that, but then once he started speaking English, it was clear that he was talking about my body and my figure and me and stuff like that. And so Nathan, Nathan heard strip club, he just like went into defense mode, and he like grabbed me like closer to him, and he was like, bro, my girl doesn't work at the fucking strip club, back the fuck up, like da 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 da. And so they start arguing, and then he starts talking more in English, starts saying these like awful things, and like I'm not gonna repeat all of it, but basically he was saying how he wanted to sleep with me, how I wanted to sleep with him, and I knew it, and screw my boyfriend, that I need to be with him, and his old girl works at the strip club and I can work there with her, and just all these like crazy things. I have never seen this man in my life, like never seen this man in my life. And so my mom being completely crazy, well, not crazy, but she just like wasn't having it. Like she got in his face. I'm pushing Nathan back, right? And I'm hearing all these things that he's saying to me, but I don't want to respond to it. I'm more focused on getting Nathan away from him so that Nathan doesn't freaking go to jail for beating the shit out of this dude. And I'm also trying to get my mom away from him, because if he would have hit my mom, oh my god, we would have all went to jail. We would all went to jail because the guy would have been dead. So my mom is like in his face, and he's tall and she's short, and she's like putting her finger in his face, cussing him out in Spanish, English, I don't know what other language, but she was going off. And he was still saying all these things. Like I could hear him, but I was ignoring it because I was like, I have to get Nathan away from him. Like Nathan's gonna beat the shit out of him. So Nathan's cussing him out, posting up with him, all this stuff. And so I finally get him, and I'm just like, mom, like I'm screaming. While all of this is happening, the manager lady, the one who told us we couldn't film, was standing right next to the guy. Didn't intervene, didn't push him away from us, didn't call security, didn't do anything, stood right beside him and watched the whole thing happen. Watched the whole thing happen. Didn't do anything. She just watched. Then this man, this old white man, bless your heart, I don't know your name, but he was wearing a red sweater, comes in and starts pushing everybody away from each other. And he was like, hey, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, let's go find a manager, it's not worth it. You know, like he was trying to help us, and he was like, he's just talking shit, like just go, just go, just go. So we finally get away. Like I finally grab my mom and Nathan, and we walk away from this guy, and we go to the self-checkout, where I walk up to the first employee, and I was like, you need to call security, you need to call your managers, this man is harassing us, I don't know who he is, I don't know why he's saying all these things to me, like you need to call somebody, you need to get somebody in here to kick this man out because he's acting crazy, right? So then they're like, okay. So then they call up the managers, and then two ladies come up to me, and I guess those were like the floor managers, and I'm standing there telling them everything that just happened. The man that had stepped in was right there telling them everything that happened. Like there were so many witnesses, you know? And I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off that not only was this man saying these awful things to me for no reason, because I have no idea who this guy is, but that there were so many people there and only one person stepped in. But he didn't step in until he saw that it was about to get physical. You know what I mean? And that's just what blew my mind. So I tell the managers what happened. The guy followed us to the self-checkout where the managers were right in front of us and starts cussing us out, still talking sexual about me, still saying how he's gonna do all these things to me and do all these things to my mom, and like just an awful person. Like he is just an awful human being. Like he was just going, I don't know, he had some type of rage in him, I don't know, but he was just blowing it all on us in front of the managers. These managers were standing right in front of us while it was going down, and I'm just like in shock that no security has been called yet, that nobody's trying to escort him out. They're literally just standing there letting him say all this. Nathan is like losing his fucking mind. He's trying to fight him. Like I'm still trying to hold him back. My mom's cussing him out back, and then finally he just walks away. And I turn around and I look at the managers, I'm like, are you gonna follow him? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you just letting him walk away? Like, what is going on? And she's like, okay, well you wait here, I'm gonna go talk to him. And I was already shaking. Like I was already, like my whole body was literally trembling. I was so upset. She goes and talks to him for I don't know how long, but I'm standing there. More employees are coming up to the self-checkout. There's customers all around. They're watching the whole thing go down. Everybody's asking, what happened? What happened? What did he say? What did he say? All this stuff. So then the two managers, the ladies, come back, and there's one manager in particular, and I already told her ass off, but I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna get to that yet. She's the one that told me, well, I'm gonna let him finish his shopping and then he'll leave. Bitch, what? Like, what? Like, that was literally my expression. Like, I busted into tears immediately after that. I was like, so you're telling me right now that this man can come up to me with my family and my boyfriend and tell me that he wants to sleep with me and he wants me to go work at the strip club with him and sexually harass me to the next aisle, and you're gonna let him continue his shopping like he's some proud customer? You're gonna let him walk around the store, finish his shopping like nothing happened after he did all of this in front of you? You witnessed it with your own eyes? I was so upset. I was like screaming at her, and it's not until now that I realized that I wasn't even mad at the guy anymore. I was mad that this woman witnessed sexual harassment herself, witnessed me get sexually harassed, and didn't do anything. She didn't want to get involved. She didn't want to cause trouble. She didn't want to call security. She just didn't want to handle it. So she chose to just let him continue his shopping. And what am I supposed to do? Just continue my shopping too? What if he follows me? What if he follows me home? What if just any... I can't even wrap my head around it. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. How this, like a woman, you know? Like a group of women. Like, all the managers were women. And they all basically told me they're not gonna do shit. They're not gonna protect me. They're not gonna help me. They're not gonna make this man leave. Like a simple just like tell him to get out. Just kick him out for that one day. You don't even have to ban him. I would have been happy with just telling him to leave. But they didn't. They didn't. Like that's what really hurt me. Like, honestly, like, that was the worst feeling. Is just knowing that nobody wanted to do anything. Nobody wanted to help. Like, nobody was standing up for me. Nobody was, you know, like, I mean, obviously, besides Nathan and my mom, but they were just as much victims as I was. You know, like, this was a random guy verbally attacking us. I think that's what, like, really disappointed me. Like, that's what really hurt me in my heart, was to know that, like, they didn't care, you know? Like, they didn't want to do anything. They didn't think it was important enough to step in, or they didn't, like, they just didn't care. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, like, they just basically told me, like, anybody can sexually harass me and nothing's gonna happen to them. You know, like, anybody can say whatever they want to say to me in a public place when I'm with my family. Like, you know what bothers me the most is that this guy was so shitty and felt so confident that he could speak to me like that in front of my mom, in front of my boyfriend, in a public place where there were tons of people, where there was a fucking worker right in front of him. He felt like it was still okay that he could do all of that. You know what I mean? Imagine what this guy does to women when they're alone, when they're walking home alone, or when they're, you know, just, it just blows my mind. Like, they basically showed that man, you can talk to whoever you want to talk to, any type of way, and nobody's gonna step in, nobody's gonna stop you. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. So, after they told me that they were gonna let him continue his shopping, even after they had witnessed the sexual harassment firsthand, I told my mom that I wanted to leave. I didn't even want to buy any of the stuff that we had in our cart. I was like, just take me home. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm really trying not to cry. Like, I have to go to my mom's birthday dinner after this. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot to mention. Okay, so when he was arguing with Nathan as well, he was telling me, like, he was like, put some fucking clothes on. Have some fucking respect for you. That's how I know you want to sleep with me. That's how I know you want to sleep with men, because look at what you're wearing and all this stuff. I'm going to insert a picture of what I was wearing because I took photos before we went to the store to post on Instagram. And honestly, it's crazy because, like, I shouldn't even have to post a picture of what I was wearing. You know what I mean? Like, I could walk into any place half naked and it still doesn't give you the right to harass me. It still doesn't give you the right to say awful things like that to me. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, I was wearing a fucking trench coat. Like, it just, it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, okay, so I told my mom, like, I just wanted to leave. And my mom was going off on the managers. So after my mom, like, cussed them out, we left, and I'll insert my Snapchat videos where I was like in the car, and my mom, of course, she still had to get all of the stuff that we needed for the house, so her and Nathan went to H-E-B and I stayed in the car, and these are my Snapchats from that night. I'll insert them now.
So I just got fucking sexually harassed at Walmart, and when I went to go tell the managers, who are all 3 women, that this man is following me and sexually harassing me, they tell me, oh, we're gonna let him finish his shopping. I'm so fucking pissed off that this has happened and that nobody stepped in and did shit about it when there was an employee watching. My mom was with me. Like, just all this shit. It was so fucking embarrassing, and I'm so fucking pissed that nobody wanted to do anything about it. Stood by and let it happen, and that's what pisses me off the fucking most.
After I posted the Snapchats, immediately, you know, like, people were messaging me, and I also tweeted about it as well. Everybody was just like messaging me, you know, like saying that they were sorry that that happened to me and that they supported me, and, you know, if I needed to talk to anybody, that they were there. A lot of my friends even texted me and called me, you know, like checking on me, because I'm not the type to like go on Snapchat and start crying, you know what I mean? Like, I even like didn't know if I wanted to post any of that, you know, but I was just like so frustrated. After I posted it, I got so many messages, and so many girls were saying, yeah, you know, like, I get harassed at work too, I get sexually harassed at my job, I even had to quit, like, all this stuff. And that's when I was like, you know what? No. Like, no, fuck this. I'm not gonna be a fucking victim. I'm not gonna fucking leave that store and just let them win. I just wanted something to be done. If they weren't gonna handle it, then that meant I had to handle it. So as soon as Nathan and my mom got out of H-E-B, we dropped my mom off, and I was like, I'm going back. Like, you don't have to go back with me, Mom. You don't have to go back with me, Nathan. But I'm going back. And they were like, no, just leave it. You know, like, just go home and rest. Go build the gingerbread houses, whatever. You know, like, don't let this ruin your night. Don't be crying, all this stuff. But I was like, no, like, I have to go back. I have to go back because I need to show myself and show my supporters that it's okay to stand up for yourself. It's okay to say, you know what, even though nobody else wants to intervene, I'm gonna fucking intervene. I'm gonna fucking do something about this. If nobody else wants to help me, I'm gonna help myself. So Nathan drove me back, and while we were on the way to Walmart, I called the police and I told them everything that happened. Of course, I was still very shaken up and I was still crying. Like, I didn't stop shaking all night. So I get to Walmart and I go back up to an employee and I was like, I need to speak to all of your managers. Like, I need them all here right now. I think maybe like 20 minutes has passed since it happened, and the same managers were still there, so they came up to me, and I literally looked that lady dead in her face. I was like, I'm filing a complaint against you. I'm filing a complaint against you. I'm filing a complaint against you. And she was just like, okay, well, you can file it online. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna wait here because I've already called the police and the police officer can speak to you. And she was like, you called the police? I was like, yes, I did. Because unlike you, I take sexual harassment very seriously. So the police officer shows up. I tell him everything that happened. I tell him how I'm filing a report against all of them. And I told him all of their names. And honestly, when the police officer showed up, in the back of my head, I was like, the guy's gone. Like, I didn't catch his name. They didn't even ask him for his name. This guy could have been a sex offender and they didn't even ask him his fucking name. Like, ugh. So honestly, I was thinking, like, there's no way they're gonna find him. Like, there's no way they're gonna find him, but as long as it's written down, like, that's all that I care about. As long as something happens, that's all I care about, because I could not live with myself had I just left and done nothing about it, because that's just not who I am. I was not gonna allow myself to go home and cry and know that I didn't do anything and that nobody did anything for me and let this traumatize me. So the cop's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go talk to all of the employees. And I was like, make sure you get the bitch that's in produce near the fruit. I was like, because she stood right next to him and didn't do anything. She literally just stood there and watched. But you want to tell me something because I'm filming? Like, are you serious? So I was like, make sure you get that bitch. Go get that bitch right there too. I was just like, I was livid. So the police officer leaves and me and Nathan are sitting on the bench for like 20 minutes, right? So he comes back and I'm just like, I don't know, like, what he's gonna tell me. I have no idea. Turns out he was talking on the phone with the guy that was sexually harassing me. He was talking on the phone, chewing his ass out. And I was wondering, I was like, what is taking him so long to just talk to these ladies? So I don't know how. I guess, shit, facial recognition, I don't know. But they found the guy's name, they found the guy's best friend, they found his license plate, which I'm sure they could have got from the cameras of him leaving the Walmart. They found his address, like everything. Not only did they find him, but they also found the bystander that was the only one that kind of like stepped in to separate everybody. They found his number, they found his house, they found his name. They were talking on the phone with him, trying to figure out what happened. It was just crazy. I was like, I did not know that you could find somebody like that. Like, what the fuck? So I was like, yes, like they found him. Like, he's not just gonna like get off the hook with this. Like, that's great. Like, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to know that he wasn't gonna just leave and then maybe do this to somebody else. You know what I mean? So the cop tells me all this information, and you know, I can't really discuss it on camera, of course. So I made the report, all of that. I filed all the complaints to corporate on the employees. Like, after I left the Walmart the second time, I felt way better. Like, I felt way better. Like, I felt less like a victim and more like someone who stood up for herself and said, you know what, like, no. Like, this isn't gonna just fly by. I'm not just gonna brush this under the rug. You know what I mean? And on Snapchat, I was kind of like posting, like keeping everybody updated that we went back, you know, that we just talked to the police and all that stuff. I got so many messages of girls like so just proud of me and like telling me that I give them strength. You know, like they wanna do the same thing. They don't wanna just brush it under the rug. That's what really like made me happy. Like, that's what really made me feel a lot better, was to know that maybe I helped someone. You know, like maybe I gave someone the courage to stand up for themselves, or tell somebody, or report it, or just anything. You know, like, you can't let these things just fly by. We can't keep letting these people get away with it and try to play it off like it's not a big deal. Like, it's small, you know, like, oh, it could have been worse. Oh, it could have been this, or it could just not be anything at all, and we could all live our fucking lives happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how people love to downplay it. It's crazy how like people want to act like, oh, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but it is. It is, because it keeps happening and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I just really wanted to talk to you guys about this. I love you guys so much, and I really appreciate all the support that y'all showed me that night, and I really appreciate all the support that y'all have just been showing me in general. After all this, like, I still get messages checking up on me, because things like this traumatize people. Like, it's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? When things like this happen, it really plays a toll on your life. Like, it makes you scared, you know? Because, like, if people like that can do that in public and nobody wants to say anything, like, what's gonna happen if I'm not with a group? What's gonna happen if I'm alone, you know, and I'm wearing a fucking crop top, or I'm wearing shorts, you know, like, what? I told y'all I didn't want to cry. Like, I told y'all that. Oh my god, I told y'all I didn't want to cry. But I love y'all so much, and I really appreciate what y'all did for me, and I appreciate everybody who also went on to Walmart and filed a complaint against them. Y'all are like my family, and I honestly wanted to film this for you guys. But that's the end of this video, guys. Hopefully I can have some more happier videos. This one was pretty emotional, but I love you guys so much, and I care a lot about y'all, and I know that y'all care a lot about me, and that makes me really happy, and I appreciate that a lot. So I'm gonna go clean up my face because I have to go to my mom's dinner, and she's gonna be like, why are you crying? But yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it helped someone out there maybe watching, maybe needed to hear this. That's what I'm hoping. Just stay safe, love bugs. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.